This is Annapolis, and these are the midshipmen who make up the brigade of the United States Naval Academy. These are their stories, full of their laughter, their heartache, their tragedies and triumphs. The stories of the men of Annapolis.
Gene! That's 50 yards in 5.5 seconds. You winded?
No, I just ran from the gym. Oh, look, I'm late as it is. If you've got something to say.
No, boy, you told me all I want to know. Hey, Eddie, tighten your muscle. Tighten your muscle. $16. Not bad. Hold it a minute, Al. Okay, as you were.
I hate to look. What place are we in now?
14th.
Well, I guess that just eliminates the old 12th company from the color competition. Would take a miracle to put us in the running now.
Did I hear someone mention the word miracle? Gentlemen, I assume you're talking about the coveted award extended to the company which wins the most points in intra-brigade competition. That superior group of midshipmen known as the color company. Well, it's easy. All we have to do is beat all the other companies in such activities as sports, ordnance and gunnery drills, parade excellence, seamanship drills, and ship handling.
Stop. I said it would take a miracle.
The attitude of a defeatist. You must look up. Confront the enemy and vanquish him, I say.
That's what we all say. But in this case, it's the 7th Company. And they're so far ahead of us, we need a telescope to see them.
Their name leads all the rest. Read it and weep.
A mere record of past failures. We must forget them. It is the future to which we must direct our attention. Gentlemen, you mentioned the word miracle. I am prepared to bring one about.
You sure you feel all right, Walt?
He's been acting very peculiar lately.
I'm in perfect physical and mental health. Only the sight of our own company heading that list could make me feel better.
Yeah, that'll be the day. What's this miracle you've got hidden away?
Gentlemen, the key to success. The sesame which will open the golden gates of victory.
Climb down off the soapbox, Walt. What's your magic formula?
All right, fellas. It's all here in this little book. We can't lose.
Well, tell it to us.
All in good time. First, we ought to get Pete. I think the new acting company commander ought to be in on this. We'll need the platoon leaders, too.
Let's round them up.
This better be good.
It's unbeatable. I know you fellas have some studying to do, so I'll make it as brief as possible.
Ha! Brief, he says. We should have brought food supplies. We'll be here so long.
Ralph says you've worked out some kind of plan to help us win the color competition. That's so?
Right on target, Pete. Standard Navy procedure. I have an operation plan. A plan that can really work. First of all, we concentrate on putting the right person in the right place. No more round pegs in square holes.
Go on, we're listening.
Now, it's really very simple. Instead of letting the men in our company go out for the activities they like, we send them out for the activities that will best suit our company. I've checked every man, almost every man anyway. I know what they're best suited for and what they're not. All we have to get them to do is follow my plan.
That sounds pretty good. But the men have a right to pick what they want to do.
Well, that's what they've been doing all along, and look where it got us. Nowhere. Oh, sure, we get the satisfaction, and everyone else gets the points. Well, if we put my plan into operation, we have a better than even money chance of being the color company.
Wouldn't that be something? The color company. The pride of the Naval Academy.
Not to mention the special privileges that go along with it. Extra liberty, and no standing watch during June week. That's for me.
You know, I can see that great big gold E on my sleeve right now. For excellence.
It seems like a good idea. That is, if we can get all hands in the company to agree.
Why shouldn't they? They're Navy men, aren't they? All we're asking them to do is make a small personal sacrifice. The honor of the company comes first. We all have to put aside individual pleasures and strive for the good of all. It's the ultimate victory which makes every man the hero.
All right, we understand, Walt. We understand. What do you guys think?
Well, it's worth a try.
We couldn't be any worse off than we are now.
Well, maybe it will work.
Sure it will.
Okay. As of now, we put Walt's plan into operation. From now on, the right man doing the right job is our motto. Come on, let's get to work.
Okay.
One moment, please. There's still one matter to be discussed. The, matter of the color girl.
Well, Pete's the company commander. It's his choice if we win. You know that.
What did you have in mind, Walt?
Well, I figured that since I did all the work and research on this project, that if we win, I'd like my girl to be color girl.
We might have known. Nothing for nothing Gardner, they call him.
What about Pete's girl? Traditionally, the company commander is entitled to select his own girl.
Well, it's like Walt says. If we want to win, we have to make sacrifices. All right, Walt, if that's what you want.
Hey, great. From now on, it's full speed ahead. Okay. Fellas, you haven't seen anything yet. Wait till we really get going. We'll get this company looking the best.
Getting Dave to give up tennis is like cutting off his oxygen supply. He'd rather play that game and eat.
Now, will you leave everything to me? Here he comes now. You call him over.
Mr. Summers, I presume. Hello, Pete.
Hi, Dave.
What?
What's wrong with you?
Well, nothing's wrong with me. I'm doing my part.
Well, I better shove off. I got a tennis match coming.
Oh, that's right. Go ahead. Enjoy yourself. Desert your comrades in their hour of need. What do you care?
We'll try and make it without you, Dave. Go on to your game. Don't worry about it.
What are you two guys talking about? Do what without me?
Win the color competition.
Oh, quit your kidding. We haven't got a chance.
Sure we have.
We would have if you'd give up tennis, which you play very badly, I might add, and go back to working for the Trident Society.
You mean sitting behind a typewriter knocking out articles and stories for you guys to read? Look, I did that for 2.5 years. I want to get some air.
Oh, I told you, he doesn't have any loyalty to the company.
Guess you're right. It's a shame, too.
Wait a minute, fellas. Well, if you need me that bad,
I knew you'd come through, Dave. You have just won the undying gratitude of your comrades. Come on, we'll walk you over to your office.
Look, I'm the second best man at the game in the academy.
But now that winter sports are over, Al, you have to go for an outdoor sport. Well, with your reflexes and natural ability, you could lead our volleyball team to victory.
You could mean the difference between victory and defeat, Al.
Well, gee, fella, since you put it that way, well, I'll be glad to pitch in.
Now, that's a company spirit. I knew you wouldn't let us down.
Better get on over to the court and take a workout with the team.
Okay.
I don't get it. You fellas want points. Why put me in charge of the pistol team? Swimming is where I belong.
Well, we know you do, Bill. We don't need swimmers.
Some of the guys on the pistol team need help. Now, with you coaching them, they'd be tops.
Okay. If you fellas think it's best, I'll go along with you.
Thanks a lot, Bill. Kind of proud of yourself, aren't you, Walt?
With us in 5th place, why shouldn't I be? I know my plan would work.
Just remember, you've had a great bunch of guys to work with.
Sure, who said I didn't?
Nobody. I just thought I'd remind you what your wonderful plan would amount to without their help.
Red alert! Eddie Carson is in the steerage, stuffing himself. It's an emergency.
I was afraid something like this would happen.
Oh, it's my fault. I was watching him and he got away from me.
All right, maybe we're not too late. Let's go.
I hope not.
Hey, what's the idea?
You tell us. Aren't you boxing tonight?
Well, sure, but you don't expect me to fight on an empty stomach. I was gonna eat it for energy.
We're going to take it away from you for points. One punch in the breadbasket with this atomic bomb inside, you'll explode.
Eddie, this hurts us more than it does you.
All right. But wait till I get that third company guy in the ring tonight. Because somebody's gonna pay for this.
Well, it's a shame to have to let it go to waste. I think I'll force myself to eat it.
I refuse to let you suffer alone, Walt. I'll give you a hand.
Oh, count me in, too.
Anything for a friend, I always say. Well, hey, couldn't I have just a taste?
Well, Eddie, You know why we're doing this.
For the good of the company.
I organized the whole company on a scientific basis. We'll win that color competition, and you'll be our color girl.
Well, I'm very flattered, Walt, but isn't it tradition that Pete, as the company commander, make the selection?
Sure. But he relinquished the honor to me. Sort of reward for my efforts.
I see.
What's the matter, Karen? Aren't you pleased?
Well, of course I am, Walt. Any girl would be, if she's the right girl.
Well, if that's not you, I don't know who it can be.
Hey, Walt! Oh, am I glad to see you. We've got worries. Hi, Karen.
What's the trouble?
Henry Robinson's taking a makeup exam in mathematics tomorrow, and he says he's not ready.
If he bilges out on that exam, he's off the basketball team.
And we lose a star center.
Yeah, we'll have to get someone to give him a lift. Now, who's good in math? Oh, now, wait a minute. Don't look at me.
Looks like you're elected, Walt.
You're one of the few saviors in math, boy.
Well, now, fellas, you know I'm always willing to help out, but I can't just walk away and leave Karen alone.
Who said anything about leaving her alone? I'd be more than happy to take your place.
Well, no, you don't. I got a date with Karen, and I'm going to keep it.
We're all in this together, Walt. If all the others can make sacrifices, so can you.
Well, I think Karen should have a say-so in a thing like this. You don't want to go with Pete, do you?
It's for the good of the company, Karen.
Well, if it's that important, how can I refuse?
And it's all settled. I'll drag Karen while you keep a date with some math problems.
Very funny.
There's only one other little problem. Due to circumstances over which I have no control, I'm a bit short of funds. So, old buddy of mine, if you'd be good enough to advance some expense money.
They say crime doesn't pay.
It's for the color competition, Walt. We're all making sacrifices. Well, how did the math session go?
Never mind that. Where you been?
With Karen. Where else? Oh, now this has been what you call a delightful evening. A good restaurant, soft music, a charming, lovely girl. What more could you ask for? Oh, by the way, here's what's left of your money. And with it go my deepest thanks.
What'd you two talk about all that time?
Oh, music, books, life, anything and everything. Oh, but you wouldn't be interested in that. Let me tell you what we had to eat. Thick steaks with tender asparagus tips on the side, a baked potato.
Didn't she mention anything about me?
Oh, I believe your name did enter the conversation a couple of times, but it wasn't important. As I say, we talked about the important things.
Hey, we've got bad news.
The way I feel, nothing could bother me. I'm numb.
What's the matter, Sid?
It's Breen. He pulled a leg muscle in workout today. He's out of the 2-mile race.
Oh, we've got to replace him.
Well, I don't know who we can get.
I have a suggestion.
Hey, that's a great idea.
Yeah, and Walt's in great shape. A couple of times around the track, and he'd know how to pace himself perfectly.
He could start training tomorrow.
Now, wait a minute. I won't do it. I haven't got the stamina or the experience.
Sure you can. All you have to do is put your mind to it.
And your feet.
Now, look, I can't start tomorrow. I've got a very important date.
Sorry, Walt. First things first. This is duty.
What? Oh, what'll I tell Karen?
Oh, don't worry about it. I'll get word to her personally. It's my pleasure.
Well, I just hope you guys realize what sacrifices I'm making for the good of the company.
We do, Walt. We sure do.
Not enough left. Even third place would do it. Come on, Walt! Karen, fix my tie.
Well, there's nothing wrong with it.
I know there isn't, but fix it anyway. Hurry. And take a shower. He's had a rough afternoon.
I'm okay. I'll be dressed and back in a minute. You wait for me, won't you, Karen?
Oh, of course we'll wait.
What do you mean, we?
I promised Karen a soda if you finished in the money. You're invited, too.
I'll be right back.
Well, he did it. He sure did. Gentlemen, this is a historic moment.
Tied for first place. And here comes the man responsible.
Feast your eyes on that scoreboard, Mr. Gardner. Isn't that a sight to take the wrinkles out of your brow?
All we have to do now is beat the 7th company in the drill competition, and we're home safe. June week, here we come.
Walt, you've earned the undying gratitude of every member of this company. We questioned your motives, but, well, anyway, we're the color company of the Academy. Walt's drag is color girl.
And, Pete gets to kiss her.
I'll try to do the occasion justice.
Oh, no.
What's the matter, Walt? You look kind of green.
Oh, so Pete gets to kiss her in front of the whole brigade. The guests of honor, our parents, and 5,000 or 6,000 people.
Oh, we haven't won the color competition yet. Don't forget there's the final platoon drill on Wednesday.
Well, thanks to Walt, we've got nothing to worry about. Isn't that so, Mr. Gardner?
Yeah, that's so.
What's with him? The way he's acting, you'd think he wasn't happy over what's happening.
Well, I'm happy, all right. It's just that I've learned something. The best laid plans of mice and men.
What's that got to do with you?
More than you know, Sidney. See you later.
What's wrong with him?
Growing pains. I think the great mind is becoming a member of the team.
Company, put her, palm. Company, right shoulder, palm.
Company, forward, forward. Company, left shoulder, forward.
If you want to talk about it, Walt, I'm a good listener.
I don't know where to start. I'm beginning to realize that I must have been wrong from the very beginning. I can't apologize for it. Wouldn't help anything.
You're talking about the color competition, aren't you?
I worked out this whole plan for my own benefit. I got a big kick out of seeing myself as a mastermind and to see my girl being honored as a color girl.
I know, Walt.
I never did consider what other people wanted. Pride and loyalty to my company had nothing to do with it. And look what I did to Pete.
And to Pete's girl.
That's the worst thing of all. As company commander, it's his right to pick out the girl of his choice. But because I insisted on being such a big shot, he gave up that right in the interest of his company.
Why don't you give it back? Being color girl is important, but to Pete's girl, not to me. The thing that's important to me is you. And now more than ever that you can tell when you're wrong.
Which company, Dave?
Who won? Don't torture us. Give.
We did it, Pete.
Hey!
Hey!
Hey, this calls for a celebration.
And right now, on me. All those in favor?
Aye!
Well, you did it, Walt.
The whole company did. I just tagged along for the ride, but I'm glad I made the trip. Like the poster says, join the Navy and see the world. They ought to add and learn about it, too. What about your girl, Pete?
We're getting married as soon as I graduate.
Well, then she's going to be the company color girl. Karen and I have talked it over. That's how we'd like it to be.
Oh, thanks, Walt, but you and I made a deal, remember?
And I'm calling it off.
Martha lives in California. We hadn't planned on her coming to the graduation exercises. I was going there on leave to get married. It's a little late for her to change her plans now. Rehearsal for the ceremony's tomorrow.
Boy, I really messed things up, didn't I?
Sure you did. That's why we're the color company. Come on, so does Aunt Ralph.
Pete, there ought to be some way for me to make this up to you.
Come on. We've been looking all over for you two. Walt, Karen, this is Martha.
Hi, how do you do?
Well, we met already, by telegram.
So I've heard.
When Pete told me that his girl couldn't make it, the company decided she had to be here. Dear Martha, you are ordered to report to the Academy to present the colors to the 12th Company. We suggest you marry Pete in the chapel. This is a surprise for Pete. Don't tell him. Congratulations.
I really feel as though I should thank the whole company, Walt. If I hadn't been here, I would have been the most disappointed girl in the whole world.
Now, don't I get to kiss the future bride?
No, you don't. I don't think it's for the good of the Navy.
Yes, this is Annapolis, the United States Naval Academy, proud of its dignity, its history, its traditions, but most of all, proud of its men. Next week, we will bring you another story of the men of Annapolis. Walt was played by Tommy Morton. Pete by William Swan.